Hello, Art One students. We are going to begin exploring some design skills, but studying value at the same time. So you will need a pencil. We're going to go over different approaches to get an abstract design. You'll do 3 practice, and then this is just to kind of try a big one, okay? You do need to know what values 1 through 10 look like. So let's go ahead and number these. You need to have erasers, a pencil sharpener for this lesson, and a pencil. Remember, later on, we will be using other graphite pencils. If you have nicer pencils than the regular basic, basic lead works great. So just know that lightest to darkest. Now, depending on your teacher or just terminology, 10 could be our darkest, and 1 is our lightest. So you can label this 10 to 1 or either way. So 10 is going to be our darkest value. This one is going to take more than 1 layer. So just know that if you want to hatch it, more than 1 layer. So do not try to force your 10th value. Like, it does not go from 0 to 10 in 1 layer. It will look shiny and it will damage your paper. And we just don't like the way that it looks. So sharpen my pencil real quick. Now remember how I discussed holding your pencil in the last video. If you want to sharpen it, use the side of the pencil. So using the side and pressing the lead in, I can use my whole arm. Go over, I like to do 2 values at a time. I got a base for my 10. So now I can shade over both of them, and 10's always going to be darker. And if I approach it this way to go 9 and 8, 9 will always be darker. Do want this to be incremental. We are learning, and going in 2 different directions kind of fills in the tooth of this drawing paper. It's got a texture to it. Not want the 9 to compete with the 10. It needs to be lighter. So let's give a lot more control if you loosen up your elbow and hold your pencil like this. So you have the length of the lead. You can kind of maneuver your pencil at different angles to get different pressures. What we do not want is smudging. That's not the skill we're doing. That's not what we want. We want the raw, fresh paper, so there will be no smudging of any sort on this. We'll have to do it all over again. A skill to be able to take your pencil by itself and be able to create incremental value gradient one at a time. All right, so values 1 through 10. Polish them up. Turn and ask your neighbor if they see two that look similar, and how you can add or take away to differentiate the contrast between the two. Sticky erasers are helpful. I know we don't have our sticky erasers just yet. It's the best way to correct this. So, best you can. Looking on the camera, I feel like, these two kind of a corner that looks darker than the other side. Gotta even it out. All right, as far as composition goes, this is a nice little introduction to random continuous line. So what does random continuous line look like? Well, we don't want too much and we don't want too little, so we could start slowly by moving a random line around. Your line is going to be different than my line. I'm going to try to do unique things. Stick with this for now. I can always add a circle or something, or do that over on this page right here. So let's say I do want to circle. Oops, to be a little bit more round. You can use your shape tools if your teacher can provide for you shape tools. Now, straight edge. So really I got a little bit ahead of myself with this curving line. This one is supposed to be more geometric, but this wavy line right here, it's just a lot nicer to want to kind of combine the two, which is really what this one is supposed to be. So if I take my wavy line concept, maybe I want to stop like that, wavy line concept, and then I can divide it up. Very intentional. Using repetition, visual balance. So I did add some wavies in here. Just do the best you can. We don't want the shapes to be too small. You are going to shade different values in each one. So if we observe what is going on in each one of these, there's value transitions everywhere, kind of like a puzzle. So what you'll do is you'll pick a spot. I want to go dark to light this way. So it's a value study, but it's still a composition of some sort. So you'll be shading inside in different directions. So your larger piece is just for you to move your hand around and have the experience of, how do you want your final composition? Like if your teacher were to give you a piece of paper this size, practice here. You can take a separate drawing page after you finish your final master copy and place it in your sketchbook. So we want you to focus on design skills, balance, repetition, value transitions, to make a unique composition. I don't want it to look too much like a puzzle, like this kind of area right here is not really what I was going for, but you're just exploring. This is all practice to figure out what you like and don't like, so that when you do your final drawing, you can draw a little bit lighter and make some adjustments and changes. Practice shading value in some of these sections to see what you should expect in your final piece. And if you would like to try some of your inking techniques, you can really do a lot of things with this. You can repeat letters, repeat shapes, be as creative as you can. Consider this practice. This is my first time to fill this out. So with my 4 other classes, I'll probably do it differently and record it again. But for now, this is what I've come up with on round 1. So this will be only round 1 for you. So I want you to mindfully choose what you want to do in each box for your final product.